Storm Ana hanging on, moving off toward the east-southeast at 40 miles an hour. Winds in the center of about 40 miles an hour, and it's located about 375 miles east-southeast of Bermuda. Now, as it continues to move eastward, it's not going to be affecting any land, but still holding its own here and probably won't dissipate until about 3 days out. So we will see an end to tropical storm or subtropical storm Ana, the A name already used for tropical season, and tropical season hasn't yet officially begun. But there has been storms in the past. Yes, in March, February, and January, we even had tropical storms in the past, and 2 in April, 2 subtropical storms, one in 1992, and then subtropical storm Ana. So it's not unheard of, just very, very unusual. While we're on the subject of tropics, let's talk about what was Typhoon Kujira, now a tropical storm moving toward Taiwan right now, losing strength, but should bring some heavy rainfall, at least to the southern portion of Taiwan over the next few days. We have some heavy rain here around the northeastern United States. Moderate rain falling around JFK and LaGuardia this morning. We've seen some heavy rain around White Plains, New York, and some thunderstorms along the Virginia shoreline. Could see some strong storms later on in the day here around portions of Texas. Could include the Austin, Texas area. Watch out along Interstate 35. A few thunderstorms could extend on up into portions of Wyoming and Colorado as well. We'll keep an eye on it. Kim?
Well, winter's harsh cold may cause a segment of the champagne business to go flat. Linda Bell has details in the Bloomberg Money Barometer.
Good morning. France is in toasting to this year's champagne crop. Half of France's champagne grapes may have been destroyed by successive nights of frost. This could be the worst damage to the region's vines in about 45 years. According to the French Champagne Producers Association, Chardonnay grapes were the most affected, with up to 80% loss due to cold weather. Some subsectors within the Champagne region also lost up to half of their grapes. Now, even though the association cautions that the damage estimates are preliminary, they're already classifying the event as one of the biggest weather events of the past 70 years. And this year's frost from April 7th through April 11th, temperatures fell as low as -11 degrees Celsius or 12 degrees Fahrenheit. The cold weather, along with snow in some areas, increased the damage to vines. Now, according to the French Champagne Producers Association, worldwide champagne sales totaled nearly 288 million bottles last year. That's up 9.5% from a year earlier. Last year's sales were still well below 1999's level of 327 million bottles. For the Weather Channel, I'm Linda Bell with the Bloomberg Money Barometer.
Well, let's take a look toward the weekend now. And as we do, it looks like another soggy start to your weekend here around the Northeast. We're going to see some rain with showers toward the south and toward the north. A few scattered thunderstorms in the northern plains and a wet time back toward the Pacific Northwest with cool weather inland. Still a lot of warmth across the south, 80s for you, 50s, even a few pockets of 40s for your highs in the Northeast. Sunday looks a little bit drier, but still stormy weather moving through the northern plains and back toward the northwest. Temperatures still holding their own in the south through Sunday. Kim?
Well, changing weather patterns, that mean rain, cold, and even snow. Well, you need the next hour First Outlook to sort out what's ahead. Beginning at 6:01 a.m., the wet day ahead for the Northeast. Temperatures, well, they're going to drop. We'll check who could see a little April snow, and at 6:05, a mild day ahead for the Southeast, but why stormy changes could be nearby. And at 6:20, your overview for the next 7 days. Storms are crossing the country. The weekly forecast can help you with your planning. And at 6:10 and 6:40, will major hubs have flight delays? Dennis Smith has your travel update.
A few showers moving across portions of Michigan this morning, including Detroit. Clearer later on tonight.
First Outlook is sponsored by IBM, taking business to the next level with e-business on demand.
Tell me about your dream.
I'm floating in water. Can't you see we're adrift? We're lost.
Ah, liquidity issues.
No, water. We're at sea. We're rudderless. We need help.
This is Bob's meeting, Beth.
Does anyone hear me? I feel lost. Adrift. I need help. What does it mean?
That you're lost, adrift, and need help.
Introducing the world's first truck with four-wheel steering. The new GMC Sierra Denali with 325 horsepower and quadra steer. Beats everybody, forwards and backwards.
In neighborhoods across the country, State Farm is helping to make life safer for children. We're the sole sponsor of the nation's largest child passenger safety study, which found that even though they've outgrown a car seat, kids 40 to 80 pounds still need a car booster seat. Being there to help keep kids safe, that's what we're all about.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
The Weather Channel can notify you when severe weather threatens. For details, check out weather.com/notify. Hello and welcome to Storm Watch. I'm Bob Stokes.
And I'm Ebony Dion. It's no longer Subtropical Storm Anna.
That's right. It is now officially a tropical storm. And Ebony, as you know, it's an historic one. This is the first Atlantic Basin tropical storm ever in the month of April.
Wow.
As of 11 a.m. Atlantic Standard Time, 50-mile-per-hour winds, up from 40 miles an hour earlier this morning. But it's far away from Bermuda, 460 miles to the east-southeast, and it's moving away from Bermuda, away from the U.S. toward the east at 16. So that's some good news.
Definitely. We shift now to a real-life storm story from this weekend. Severe weather across the southern plains. What used to be inside some homes in Dewey, Oklahoma is outside them after a tornado struck this weekend. One couple survived after they were thrown 200 feet into a ditch when the twister hit their home.
And we looked out the window and we were like 20 feet from the tornado, and it had like 30 trees going in a circle. And we dove in the closet and we felt the house go straight up in the air, and we flew over these trees and landed about 300 feet from where we were.
Charlie Warren landed in water. His wife was unconscious and covered in debris. She is hospitalized with broken facial bones and ribs. The F2 twister damaged 40 homes and destroyed 2 businesses. The southern plains could see more rough weather today, and Bob shows us where right now in Storm Watch.
Yes, and I would say specifically Dallas going down to San Antonio is that stretch where we have a big risk, say central Texas. In fact, it could stretch from, say, north or west of Wichita Falls, say around Amarillo, roughly, through, say, between San Antonio and Houston. Damaging winds, isolated tornadoes as Gulf of Mexico moisture streams up, and a boundary, a dry line, comes out of the southwest. Notice we've got storms now. You can see some yellows, and as we get closer in a moment, we'll show you some. But earlier, Bell County was under a severe thunderstorm warning in Texas, Temple, Texas, and that's the home county of Temple. These are moving toward the northeast. That's expired, but we've got the potential for more as an upper-level low across the Intermountain West moves slowly toward the east. Notice the storms now. Again, I checked about 5 minutes ago, nothing severe in terms of a present severe thunderstorm warning, but we definitely have heavy rain in association with this cell. We've got several cells. You can see just to the east of Austin, and also a pretty potent one where that area of red resides. You can see it there, just say east of San Angelo, roughly northwest of Killeen. And if you live in Waco, good day to be inside. I definitely wouldn't take a road trip westward. You'll be greeted by storms. These are moving toward the east and northeast. And notice from your perspective in Dallas, with the rain just getting ready to move in. I tell you what, this radar seems like it's just stopping right there at Dallas. To the past 2 or 3 times I showed it, but it's getting ready to plow in. Tarrant County definitely getting wet. Arlington, Texas, around Six Flags. And look at that storm just to the northeast of Abilene, and also storms to the west of Waco. That's another perspective, and it looks like we could be in for a rough day and tomorrow. Wet weather, cool and wet across the northeast with a slow-moving low. Boston getting wet, and as we head toward the west, this is the center of our cold core system. Moving southward, wet weather spread, and I mean spread, scattered about, say, Nevada, Utah, getting up into Washington State, with some snows as we head toward the Sierra. And there we have it, the west, Texas, and the northeast, all looking messy. Now, let's go to that historic tropical storm, the first ever in the Atlantic Basin in April. There, as of 11 a.m. Atlantic Standard Time, there is Tropical Storm Anna with 50-mile-per-hour winds. And bear in mind, as I show you Anna well to the east-southeast of Bermuda, that our hurricane expert, Dr. Steve Lyons, will be in-house here at the Weather Channel to update you during Storm Watch between 12 and 1, during the 12 noon hour. He'll be here. So stay tuned for that as we take a look at the big picture of Tropical Storm Anna.
If it didn't have so much style, it'd be just like any other midsize car. Get a 2003 Saturn L Series Ion or View at 0% APR financing for 5 years. For restrictions, see your retailer.
It's hard enough rushing through a stressful world during your waking hours. So why add to that stress in bed, tossing and turning on an uncomfortable metal spring mattress? You deserve a good night's sleep. And that's just what you'll get with the Tempur-Pedic Swedish Sleep System, the only mattress that uses the gravity-defying Tempur material originally developed by NASA. Instead of uncomfortable metal springs, the Tempur-Pedic mattress uses billions of viscoelastic memory cells. This soft yet supportive material automatically adjusts to every curve of your body, providing a weightless-like sleep surface that you have to feel to believe.
It feels like it's actually forming its own glove to me.
I can't really find an uncomfortable position.
It's like nothing I've ever felt before in a mattress.
Now you can feel it for yourself. Call and we'll rush you a free sample of the revolutionary Tempur material along with this video and information kit. You'll learn how metal springs create pressure points that cause you to toss and turn. Tempur-Pedic reduces pressure points so you can get a better night's sleep.
The Tempur-Pedic mattress is unique in that it is firm, but yet it molds to your body.
There was a tropical storm in the month of April. We had to really go far back into the record books here. Our hurricane expert, Dr. Steve Lyons, had to go all the way back into the late 1800s to find the last time we actually had a tropical system in April in the Atlantic Basin. Officially, the season doesn't start until June 1st. 5 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time, Tropical Storm Anna, 29.8 north or 55.7 west, which centers this fast-moving tropical storm at 565 miles east-southeast of Bermuda. It's probably east of that position now. Winds at 50 miles an hour, moving rapidly to the east at 17 miles an hour. So what does it look like on the satellite picture? Using the infrared here, the actual center of the rotation right about in there on the left side of where the thunderstorm action is. So it is getting sheared, which isn't surprising considering the winds that it's encountering out here. But again, it did develop enough tropical characteristics to be upgraded from a subtropical storm to a completely tropical system. Never really did affect Bermuda very much, kind of skimmed by, and is now heading out into the central Atlantic, where it probably will gradually become extratropical, which I always consider to be a misnomer, because when you think of extratropical, you think it's going to become extra or more tropical, but that's not the case. Extratropical actually means it's going to lose tropical characteristics, and in this case we think that will happen. It may even merge with a bigger system out through the north central Atlantic. Outside chance it could affect the Azores Islands in the eastern Atlantic in about 4 or 5 days. We'll keep you advised of that. In the northeast, we have rain to talk about, slow-moving, low-pressure area, whereas tropical weather in April is almost unheard of. These kinds of slow-moving storms are very typical. There's another one in the southwest, and ahead of that, we've switched our area of severe weather potential from central and east Texas more into west Texas, and the Storm Prediction Center is watching this closely, and they're toying with the idea of maybe putting out a weather watch. Toying may be not the right word here, but they're watching this region very closely near Midland, Odessa, maybe down to the Big Bend area of the Rio Grande. There is the possibility, where we've been getting a lot of heating today, of maybe some thunderstorm action as some energy starts to slowly rotate out of the southwest. Ahead of that, we've seen showers and some embedded thunderstorms. We've had severe thunderstorm warnings up here in Washington.